From the entire Southwest family, we just want to say congratulations to you, our 2020 graduates. While we were scheduled to be together today with your family, friends, faculty, and staff, celebrating your accomplishments at your well-deserved graduation ceremony, we know that we must postpone these formal face-to-face festivities for the time being. However, your Southwest family decided to send you a graduation celebration message that shows you how proud we are that you've reached this milestone. In this message, you'll hear congratulatory comments from your student government president and our 2020 Distinguished Alumni recipient. While the last few weeks have certainly left their mark in our history books, I'm absolutely certain that you too have the opportunity to make your mark in history with this accomplishment, providing you with a solid foundation on which you must now continue to build. So I encourage you to take this time to celebrate, but I also challenge you to use this time to make sure you have a clear roadmap for the paths that will lead to you achieving your dreams and aspirations. Along these same lines, Hall of Fame golfer Tiger Woods said, "The greatest thing about tomorrow is that I can be better than I am today." And that's how I look at my life. I can be a better golfer, I can be a better person, I can be a better father, I can be a better husband, I can be a better friend. That's the beauty of tomorrow. Graduates, I pray your tomorrow is even brighter than today. Again, thank you for choosing to attend Southwest, and congratulations.
Family, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates, my name is Lexi Bells, and I am the 2019-2020 Student Government Association President. I am truly honored to be your commencement speaker today. I know many of you from tutoring, giving tours, or just seeing you around campus, and I am truly proud of our accomplishments and excited to celebrate with you. When Dr. Wright first came to Southwest, he started a new tradition of the student government president serving as the keynote speaker for commencement. Since September, when I was first elected, I began thinking of what I wanted to speak about, but I never thought that my message would be delivered this way. While it's not ideal, this moment is special and momentous and should be celebrated and honored. Your hard work and dedication led you to where you are now. This is a day to celebrate all of the all-nighters, morning cram sessions, research papers, and assignments you procrastinated until the last minute and wondered how you even got them submitted before 11:59. I like to think of our lives as books, each year a chapter. While some of us are still on Chapter 18 and others Chapter 50, we are all here today, together, to celebrate our accomplishments. I like to think that is the amazing thing about community college. It brings you together with people you would have never met otherwise. With the recent events, I thought it would be appropriate to talk about gratitude. If you had told me in February that I would miss the 15-minute drive to campus, walking to class, or even pray that we didn't have snow days, I would have thought you were crazy. Looking back, I wish I had cherished and been grateful for those moments a little more. Time is so fragile and so easily expended. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how we use them is up to us. Buddha says, "The trouble is you think you have time." My hopes for quarantine is that collectively we realize that our time is precious and we spend more of it on others, family, friends, neighbors, our community, that we use our time wisely and give back instead of hoarding it to ourselves. If you're like me, you have someone to thank for being here today. So whether it's a friend, family member, colleague, or it's yourself that pushed you to continue your education and complete your assignments, take time today to show them gratitude. I'm so thankful for the amazing faculty and staff here at Southwest who treated me like family and gave me a home away from home, even though I went home every day. I served multiple roles on campus these past 2 years and was blessed to be able to personally interact with many of you. Thank you to my student government, Phi Theta Kappa, Phi Beta Lambda, ambassador, and tutor friends. I never knew that government, business, giving tours, or helping students with statistics could be that much fun. Thank you, Southwest, for trusting me to represent you locally, statewide, and nationally. From Richmond to Virginia Beach to Orlando, I have enjoyed advocating for both Southwest Virginia and community college education. Thank you to my family who supported my decision to come back to a community college and pursue a second degree in a field that I enjoy and love. Graduation is not the end of your book. It's just the beginning of a brand new chapter. new lessons, new experiences, and new beginnings. Wherever your chapter takes you, let it take you somewhere. Let this graduation be a launching point for you. Let it take you to new heights and project you into your future. A very important man said, "All of your dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them." Walt Disney put his faith in a mouse and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar industry. My biggest goal from today is that you realize your importance and how big of a difference you can make, even with small steps. So whether Southwest is the last stop in your educational journey or was a stepping stone to a transferring institution, once again, congratulations, and thank you for allowing me to serve as your 2019-2020 Student Government President.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joe Brown. I'm just up the road in Paint Lick, Virginia. And when I was asked to make this video, I was very flattered, but I was also pretty sure I picked up somebody else's mail. Before COVID, when this was supposed to be an in-person speech, quickly realized that I'm not a very strong public speaker, so I went ahead and prepared an interpretive dance instead. But I guess that'll have to wait. I clearly remember my graduation at SVCC, in the parking lot beside Dickinson Hall, but I clearly can't remember the commencement address, so that takes off some of the pressure, I suppose. Thinking back, one of the most memorable things that happened to me took place in the cafeteria. Went up to the soda machine, put $1 in, pushed the button. Out came 2 Diet Cokes. The $1 spit back out, and I got change for $1. That's a true story. So as you can see, Southwest truly has a special place in my heart. I also tore my ACL out on the tennis courts beside the King Center playing football. We were tough back in my day, football on the tennis courts. Not sure why that seemed like a good idea, but I guess it was. And I could really go on all night with stories like this, but I guess I won't. When I attended Southwest, I took pretty much the same classes that you folks took. Certainly the professors are different now, except for one. I did take freshman English with none other than Dean Jerry Al Fletcher. And really, if there's one thing he taught me about writing and public speaking for that matter, and I still remember it, he would even circle it on my papers, and he would say, "Joe, please avoid excessive use of the word throbbing." And I've never forgotten that. Am I right, Dean Fletcher? Truly, the best part of Southwest are the professors, and I'm sure everyone will agree. Those folks do a great job. They've provided everyone with tons of encouragement, and for that, I can't thank them enough, and that's serious. I, again, grew up the road 8 miles from here, Paint Lick, Virginia, went to Richlands High School, and when I graduated, like a lot of my classmates, I wasn't quite ready to leave home and wasn't sure I was smart enough to go ahead and tackle the world. So decided to come to Southwest and enter the engineering program, and in retrospect, it's probably one of the best decisions I've made, really financially, socially, and academically. I did pretty well in high school, but however, I wasn't the smartest kid here by a long shot. In my class in 91, I think there were 3 valedictorians from local high schools. I thought to myself, how am I going to compete with these smart kids? But luckily, competition wasn't the name of the game. At Southwest, we all really helped each other, developed a fantastic camaraderie. And I think in my year, there were almost 15 of us that transferred to Virginia Tech and tackled mining engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical, and civil is what I did, and everyone did just fine. But when I got to Virginia Tech, same kind of story, a theme through my life. I had the same nagging feeling that I'm just not smart enough to hang with the really smart kids here. And one of the first things I noticed in my engineering classes there at Tech was that they said instead of centimeter, it was sonometer. And I thought, gosh, I must have missed something. What the heck is a sonometer? But I guess that was just their way of trying to exert some mental muscle. And it really doesn't matter what you call a centimeter or a sonometer. They really both measure exactly the same. My experience at Tech was great, but my closest friends there were truly the ones that came with me from here. When I graduated, the job market was pretty tight, and I was lucky to get a job down in Wise, Virginia, doing civil engineering, and first got to experience life in a cubicle. First projects were designing landfills and doing document engineering, and it really didn't take me long to figure out that designing landfills wasn't what I was cut out for. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it just wasn't for me. So decided to pursue medicine, which is something that was always in the back of my mind, but I never felt was attainable. But came up with a plan. I moved to Northern Virginia to be able to take a job that paid pretty well and be close to the Northern Virginia Community College system, which allowed me to go ahead and take organic chemistry at night and get the prerequisite for med school that I needed. So same experience in Northern Virginia Community College, met some great people, and a lot of folks in the same boat that I was in, and made some lifelong friends. So after I finished taking all the prerequisites I needed for medical school, I went ahead and took the MCAT test for admission and applied to school, and was just absolutely devastated when I did not get in on my first try. And that's a big crossroads. You've got to decide, what do you want to do? You're going to give up, try something else, try to better your position, and go again next year. So ultimately, that's what I did. Took more night classes at the community college, more volunteer hours, and luckily the second year I applied, I was accepted at MCV, the Medical College of Virginia in Richmond. So packed up and moved again. And another true story, when I got to medical school, the first person that I met in my class was a graduate from the Harvard Community College. I just thought to myself, gosh, what have I gotten myself into? I'm not anywhere near smart enough to be able to make it here. But somehow with really more effort than seemingly most other folks put into it, and a lot more study hours than I expected, I made it through. And looking back, I can truly say that medical school was really no more difficult than going through engineering school, which includes the classes I took at Southwest. So really, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. After med school, I was happy to do my surgical residency in Roanoke, Virginia, and was close to home. And those were 5 long years of training, but they truly fly by. Many sleepless nights, and oftentimes think back to the good old days drinking coffee in my cubicle. So be careful what you wish for. Surgery for me has been a career, has been a tremendous honor. In this line of work, I often meet patients at the absolute worst times in their lives, and really in a matter of 5-10 minutes, I have to convince somebody who's sick or bleeding or has cancer that this hillbilly with a funny accent truly has what it takes to make them better. And during my career, I've seen some truly amazing things, some funny things, miraculous things. There's been some tremendous highs, and also some days that are so sad, again, I wonder what I've gotten myself into. But you take the good with the bad, and you roll with the punches, and you just do your best, and I guess really that's what life is. So I don't really have any earth-shattering advice to graduates, but just a few observations and things that maybe I wish someone had mentioned to me and I'd taken to heart. But got to look at the big picture. And life truly has a funny way of working things out. So I would certainly say don't try to stress too much about things that you can't control. And really don't worry too much about what other people think about you. Most folks are really just worried about what's for dinner. Just got to move forward. You cannot stop time. Good times won't last forever, and neither will bad times. And I think that being said, the key is to be where you are and live in the moment. Try not to worry too much about where you're going or where you've been, but kind of take time to enjoy the moment. A famous musician, Warren Zevon, was diagnosed at a pretty early age, relatively, with terminal lung cancer. And David Letterman asked him on his late show if he had any insights or secrets of life now that he was aware that he had a terminal diagnosis and his life was short. And Warren Zevon said, "Enjoy every sandwich." And I thought that was simple but pretty profound. because really we all know that life isn't fair and some bad things are bound to happen to all of us. And really the world doesn't owe us anything. And I think the coronavirus has certainly taught us that. My dad would say, if you want something, you have to work for it. Nobody's going to give you anything, and you have to depend on yourself. And certainly that is true. But I think one of the advantages we have at Southwest Virginia Community College is that we can all depend on each other. Your past professors will always be willing to help you guys, and they are more invested in your success than you'll realize. So really don't forget where you came from and who you can depend on when you need help. And I think and hope the coronavirus has taught us that too. Other big picture tips, if you haven't already, familiarize yourself with simple financial planning and how to live on a budget, and learn about the miracle of compound interest. Albert Einstein said compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, and he who understands it earns it, he who doesn't pays it. So I think some of the best advice I could truly give is to really live below your means, start saving early, because you can't stop time, and compound interest truly is a miracle. Because really there are no guarantees in life, even as a surgeon, a job that most would think is immune to any economic slowdown or shutdown. We, like everyone else, have really been blindsided as elective surgeries have been shut down for many weeks, which really illustrates the importance of saving and having a rainy day fund. I've told you that, I'll tell you this. Take care of your health. You know, if you think about it, what if your first car you ever got was the only car you would ever get in your life? And then you would you would baby that thing, you'd wash it, wax it, change the oil. Well, you only get one body, so think about that. Take care of yourself and others. Don't play football on the tennis courts. And here's my medical PSA. Medically, really, there are only a few things in life that you can do to kind of extend it and to live a healthy life. And simply put, wear your seatbelt, don't smoke, watch your weight, know and control your cholesterol and blood pressure. When the time comes, get a mammogram and a colonoscopy. And now with the coronavirus threat, I've added wash your hands to the list as well. And really the rest of life is just a kind of a crapshoot because you can't pick your parents. Another big tip, be confident in your abilities. And I've certainly always struggled with this, but you guys are just as smart as anyone anywhere else in the rest of the world. Really, we all put our pants on the same way, except maybe the guy I met from the Harvard Community College. But be confident, if you can make it here, which you already have, you can make it anywhere. So in conclusion, I'd like to say that I'm really proud of you all, and I'm proud to be one of you all. And if you're feeling insecure about the next steps in life, remember me, a regular guy who had to park at the bottom of the hill and hoof it up there to Tazewell Hall for classes. A regular guy who had the same insecurities that some of you may have. And a regular guy with a couple of failures and major career changes along the way. And just know if you keep trying, keep plugging along, things will work themselves out. And really, there's nothing beyond your reach. So I want to wish everyone the best of luck. Be humble and don't stumble. And thank you. Oh, and one last thing, again, I'll leave you with from beloved Dean Fletcher. When you go out off into your endeavors in the world and have to write papers and reports and give speeches, always try to avoid excessive use of the word throbbing. Thank you.
Now presenting the Southwest Virginia Community College class of 2020. Danielle Ball. Ryan Bandy. Michelle Blankenship. Michael Casey. Madison Damron. Vanessa Dye. Amy Gibson. Chadrick Griffey. Caitlin Hartford. Tammy Hicks. Brenda Horn. Tanya Howington. Morgan Lane. Stephanie Mabe. Abigail Mars. Shayna Martin. Whitney Moore. William Mullins. Heather Powers. Hannah Ramey. Roberta Ramey. Autumn Ramsey. McKenna Rasnick. Sherry Rourke. Amber Shelton. Brittany Shortridge. Garen Stowers. Caleb Warner. Rebecca Widener. Angela Wright.
Dr. Wright, I present to you the candidates for the 2020 graduating class and certify on behalf of the faculty that they have completed the requirements for their respective degrees, diplomas, or certificates.